Welcome to the Read With Me, where I'm going to read the explained part of the Indian Express. Here they're talking about where is the giant Antarctic iceberg A68a heading and why is it a cause for concern. So the giant iceberg A68, the biggest block of free-floating ice from Antarctica with an area of about 5,800 square kilometer, has been drifting in the Atlantic Ocean since 2017. This year, due to an ocean current, the iceberg was propelled into the South Atlantic Ocean, and since then it has been drifting towards the remote sub-Antarctic island of South Georgia, prompting fears about the impact the iceberg could have on the island's abundant wildlife. Icebergs travel with the ocean's current and either get caught up in shallow water or ground themselves. So, what is A68 and where is it headed? A68, an iceberg roughly the size of the state of Delaware, split off from Antarctica's Larsen Sea ice shelf in July 2017. Since then, it has been drifting towards the remote island of South Georgia, which is a British overseas territory. Okay, South Georgia is a British overseas territory. On its journey, small icebergs have carved from iceberg, and right now the biggest section of the iceberg is called A68a and spans an area of roughly 2600 square kilometer. Okay, so the parent iceberg, that is A68, is 5800, and A68a, which is the biggest um, section of the iceberg, is 2600 square kilometer. So last week, the U.S. National Ice Center, USNIC, which is mainly responsible for naming icebergs, which are named according to the Antarctic quadrant in which they are spotted, confirmed that the two new icebergs carved from A68 were large enough to be named and tracked. Okay, so they are called A68E and A68F. Okay, so A68 was the parent, and then it was A68A, and then two were carved from A68A, that is A68E and A68F. So the fear is that if the iceberg ground itself near the island, it could cause disruption to the local wildlife that forages in the ocean. As per ecologists from the British Antarctic Survey, which will launch a research mission to study A68 impact on the ecosystem next month. If the iceberg gets stuck near the island, it could mean that penguins and seals will have to travel further in search of food. And for some, this might mean that they don't get back in time to prevent their offspring from starving to death. Okay. On the other hand, there are some positives of the iceberg being stuck in the open ocean, since iceberg carry dust which fertilizes ocean plankton, which throws up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Fine. So why did the iceberg carve? Why it gets separated? So as per BAS, the iceberg carving is thought to be a natural event and not a result of climate change. However, some models predict that the warming Antarctica in the future could mean more carving events as ice shelf and glaciers retreat.